Sonic Racing CrossWorlds did something that even fans can admit thought was impossible. Hello everyone, I'm OCDsaster, and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel where everything we do here is Sonic related. So if that sounds like something your speed, consider checking out some other videos after this one and subscribing. We have a ton of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds content and more coming out when the game releases in just a few days, so sit tight for that. But I also do other content here on the channel that pertains to Sonic. In case you want to check that out sometime, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, what is this impossible thing Sonic Racing CrossWorlds has done? It beat Mario Kart. Now, let me just back up a second and let you know what I mean by that. It beat Mario Kart World in the sense that IGN has rated Sonic Racing CrossWorlds a 9, whereas they rated Mario Kart World an 8 or like an 8.5, something like that. Needless to say, this is a huge W for Sega and Sonic Team. I personally have not actually watched the video. I don't really like IGN. I think they have a really weird rating system. However, 9 is very good and it is better than 8. And so I just wanted to quickly celebrate this news and let you all know my thoughts and opinions based off of just what I'm hearing, not what I'm seeing. Because like I said, I kind of stay away from reviews and stuff like that for games that I'm about to play because I want my own unbiased opinion on it. Now, I own Mario Kart World, but I can't definitively say if it's better or worse than Sonic Racing CrossWorlds because CrossWorlds hasn't officially come out yet. So I can't guarantee you that until I get my hands on it. But IGN is guaranteeing it, which is just a very cool and interesting thing to see because we've never seen a Sonic Racing game rate higher in reviews than a Mario Kart. Because Mario Kart has been the champion, the grandfather, the legendary placeholder and standard for mascot kart racers since its inception. I've put a ton of hours in Mario Kart World already, and I do have to say, playing that compared to the open beta and the demo for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, it already seems like CrossWorlds has more intuitive and interactive content than Mario Kart. Mario Kart does seem a little more bare-boned. I'm sure they're planning a bunch of DLC for that game that's going to cost like 20-30 bucks a pack. So we'll have to see, because I really wanted to talk in this video about how I've been seeing a lot online, people saying that the Nintendo Switch 2 was basically a scam or just like a major disappointment. For those that don't know, I know this is a Sonic channel, but it does somewhat relate to this topic. Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct a few days ago, maybe a few weeks ago, and it wasn't received very well. I saw parts of it. I didn't think anything interesting really popped up. And a lot of people are noticing the price gouges for a lot of this stuff. You have $50 amiibos, you have $20 DLCs, you have $70 games that have been out since like the early 2000s. They're selling a Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 pack for $70, the price of what like Donkey Kong, the new Donkey Kong game, cost. And everyone's kind of raising their eyebrows at Nintendo because Nintendo is in this weird spot where they know consumers will just pay for stuff. The Switch 2 is the example of that. They knew that having a high-priced system wouldn't matter as long as the fans and even the casuals that got peer pressure and the FOMO would purchase it, and they did. So now Nintendo's kind of mask off, just increasing the price on everything, especially in these economic times where, you know, money is a little bit more tight for folks. On top of that, I think there's a pattern where they're still, you know, developing games for the Switch and then later making a, you know, Switch 2 version and then increasing that version's price. So you'll get like Sonic Racing CrossWorld, the Switch version, and then in like 4 months they'll have the Switch 2 edition and you have to fork up an extra like 20-30 bucks to get that. It just doesn't look very great when your flagship game, your flagship title even, for your newest, you know, console, it doesn't rate as high as, you know, a game franchise and series. Or Sonic has never, you know, been terrible in racing games, but they've never really been up to snuff to Mario Kart. They've always been compared to Mario Kart. The Mario Kart fans have always, like, you know, crap talked on the Sonic Racing games. but now it looks like things are changing. And yeah, I'm sure there's people upset about the digital deluxe version of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds being $90, and I hear that, but when you actually think about all the content you get with that purchase, I'm not as mad about it. I did a video about this a while back when it was announced. I understand that people think video game prices are way too high, and they are. But when you compare it to a lot of the practices these days, when you're spending that $90, you're getting a lot. You're getting all of the DLC that'll come out for it, and including the ones that are going to cost money. You're getting the game 3 days early. You're getting a bunch of extra skins and stuff, and there's no, from what I can tell, like actual like store in this game. There's no like battle pass store with like microtransactions. Everything that you can purchase in the game is just that in-game currency you unlock in the game, and you can't spend real money to get more of like the Donpa dollars or whatever they're called. So yeah, I am very excited. This is a new milestone for the Sonic franchise. They are going in an uphill trajectory right now with Sonic Frontiers, Shadow Generations, and now Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. So I'm very excited to see how high they can soar with these games. We're definitely going to be eating for a while when it comes to Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and then once that eventually starts to tire out a little bit, I'm not saying the game's going to die because it's mostly online. I think eventually, it'll plateau a little bit because people will just be done playing the game. They've played everything that they can. We can start getting excited for the next AAA Sonic game, and I'm really, really hopeful for that one based off of where Sega and Sonic Team have been going with this. And now I'm going to end the video with just some things that I'm already noticing that Sonic Racing CrossWorld has over Mario Kart World. Once again, I haven't played the actual game yet. The game doesn't come out for a few more days, but I have played Mario Kart World, and based off of the demo and the open beta that I've been playing, I can already say there's a lot more unlockables, which you all know I am just loving. I love unlockables in video games, and it helps with the dopamine receptors. You just get a lot of feedback from your brain when you just keep playing a game and keep getting stuff. And Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, you keep getting, power-ups, gear, you keep leveling up, you keep ranking up. These are all really good visual things and tangible things that you can get for playing the game. Whereas Mario Kart World, so far, you get stickers, you get decals, and costumes for characters. And sometimes you unlock a character that's cute, but that's it. That's all you get. That's the only unlockable content you really get in Mario Kart World. And yeah, Knockout Tour is fun. Grand Prix is well done. The stages look great. It looks good. It looks like a well-made game. A lot of it is just driving straight for the, in-between tracks. And it needs more for the open world. The open world, I get, you can run over, the power blocks or the power buttons and get challenges to unlock stickers, decals, but there needs to be some more interactivity in that world, because it's mostly just driving around killing time until you find that power button, and it's fun for the first few times, but after that it's just kind of whatever. I don't think Mario Kart World is a bad game. If I had to rate it, I would probably rate it a 7 or 8 out of 10, so it's definitely above average and is a competent game. It's just when it comes to other Mario Karts, it doesn't have that same kind of flair or personality that I wish it had. And I respect Nintendo for trying something new with the property, but there's not a lot you can do. There's not a lot you can unlock. Whereas I said, in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, not only do you have the Grand Prix and some modes that I haven't even played yet, but doing those races and having that rivalry mechanic where you have a different rival depending on what track you're on and what cup you're doing in the Grand Prix. You have specific dialogue between those two characters that kind of makes it feel a little bit more personal. You have a track that changes and can be different every time due to the travel rings. So you're constantly getting new things. And even if you do all the stages and go through all the travel rings, it's always going to feel a little bit different because of the combinations that you can do. On top of that, the roster. We don't even know the full roster yet, but the roster is full of very fun and colorful Sonic characters that everyone knows and loves, fan favorites, some more obscure ones, but it's not like you're playing as like Chow, which I know you could in Sonic Team Racing. Some people wish you could play as Chow, but you're not playing as, you know, like the Crab Bot. You're not playing as these very minor Sonic enemies and characters like you are in Mario Kart World, where you have Goombas, and they really focused on like the enemy characters and the smaller characters, I would say, as unlockables, which is fine and is kind of cute and is quirky in its Mario Kart way, but it's just not, it doesn't hold a candle up to, a Goomba doesn't hold a candle up to Sage from, you know, Sonic Frontiers, right? It's just, I really dug deep into the Sonic franchise catalog, and on top of that, we're getting a bunch of third-party characters: SpongeBob, not Teen Titans, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're getting the Avatar characters. We're getting Minecraft, right? So they're even diversifying that roster that's already strong enough on its own with Sega and Sonic franchise IP. And then, like I said, you're unlocking plates to unlock more gadgets and gear. You're, you know, hopefully unlocking characters. We haven't figured that part out yet. You're unlocking cups. You're unlocking, you know, dollars, the Dampa dollars to buy more things to customize. You can customize carts. You can customize the way your cart looks. It's just, it's all in all just more, and it feels great. It's a very full plate, whereas Mario Kart, it's like, the best way I could describe it is this, and once again, I haven't fully played CrossWorlds, so my opinion might change, and I will actually be doing a comparison video later, because I think it's important, an official comparison video, but it's like this. Mario Kart is a plate with all of your things that you need. You got your delicious chicken, that's the right portion, you got your delicious side, and you got a nice regular sized drink. And when you're done eating it, you're not hungry anymore, but you're also not stuffed. You're just satiated. You're fine. You can move on for the next 4 hours before eating, in content perspective. Whereas Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, it seems like it's going to be, your plate is stacked. You have all this stuff from a buffet, and it's like you can't even finish everything on the plate. You have an extra large cup of a drink, and when you're done eating, your stomach is bloated. You have to unzip your pants a little bit. You are full to the brim, and you could take a nap. You're so full. And that's just what it feels like content-wise. Like, you're still getting enough from Mario Kart World, but not nearly as enough as what you're getting for CrossWorlds, which I think is helping it, and why IGN gave it a 9 out of 10 over Mario Kart World, which was like an 8. And I'm just very excited, and the game comes out in a few days. I want to know your guys' opinion on this. What do you think about Sonic Racing CrossWorlds outclassing Mario Kart World from IGN? Do you care? Do you think this is a true, fair rating? Did you watch the actual review? I'm holding off until after I get my hands on the game myself. Are you planning on playing, you know, Sonic Racing CrossWorld? And yeah, I can't wait to hear all of your discussions down below. And once again, I have a ton of other Sonic content here on the channel. That's not just Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. That just happens to be the main focus right now because it's the most newest release, but I do other stuff as well, and I have more Sonic videos coming up down the pipeline that aren't CrossWorlds related. So please check out the library. Please check out the categories that I have here and see if you would like something else. I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya.